So injury update. Again, not much has changed since I last saw you guys here. Out will be Quentin Spain, DeAndre Wesley, Sonoris Perry, Mike Love, and Tyler Croft. The rest of the guys will either be limited or full. So with that, we'll open it up to your questions.
How important is this fourth preseason game in terms of your evaluation lower down the roster?
Yeah, I mean, it's big. Every opportunity we get, whether it's today at practice, yesterday at practice, all the way up until today, and then going forward, every opportunity we get to evaluate, we evaluate. And in particular in the competitive arena, the games are the best chance to evaluate.
Given the fullback's minor role in most offenses, and I guess yours last season as far as carries and so forth, what else are you looking at with Patrick DeMarco, and what makes him valuable to this team?
Yeah, I mean, experience, number one. He's played in big games. He's played in a lot of games, number one, and then also big games, both here and at Atlanta, and then just what he does for us Monday through Saturday, leadership-wise, and the huddle leadership-wise. That in addition to the things you see on tape.
Who's he competing with? Because he doesn't have any other fullbacks in the room, so who's he kind of like? You're always talking about competition.
Yeah, I mean, I would say just overall, it's he competes with the standard that he has set for himself and our standard every day, and then it's a numbers game. Right? Whether you keep a fullback, you don't keep a fullback, you keep an extra tight end, and Pat's very, very well aware of that as a veteran player.
And does that decision, bigger picture as far as roster, does it fold into, though, again, one would look at the offense and just say, okay, that's not really the thing that has to keep a guy there. So special teams, you have to go through a kind of a little list yourself, right, of deciding value, or can the offensive thing carry a lot of it?
Well, both. We look at it from all different angles, Vic, like you're saying, the special teams component, leadership component, what a player adds in terms of their value energy-wise, chemistry-wise, in addition to their line of scrimmage value in this case as a fullback. So to be thorough, we try and look at it through every different, through multiple angles, really.
Coach, what's Jason Kroom's outlook for this week, like Thursday's game and everything? I know he's trying to work his way back here.
Yeah. Well, he got some good work yesterday, and today will be. We expect to be a little bit more, and then the game will be more as well. So we'll just take it one day at a time right now.
Kroom is expected to play.
Correct. Yeah.
Sean, what sort of growth have you seen from Tyree getting back to the beginning of the preseason and training camp to here we are entering the final week?
Yeah, I mean, it's hard for rookie quarterbacks to play in this league, to come in and be comfortable, and I think he's gotten more comfortable with each exposure, at least in the games, and he's been in the games in good situational moments at the end of games, most of his opportunities in that regard. So I've seen him grow in those areas for sure.
Mr. Morris, apparently Josh said he worked on 11 on 11 yesterday. Is that the first time he's done it, and how does he look? How did he come through it?
Mitch, you're referring to? He's been out there. Whether it's 11-11 or other work, he's progressing, but he remains in the protocol. So.
Sean, I know you weren't a head coach for the old rule, but the new rule is you can keep everybody only one final cut. But how has that helped you make roster decisions or even prepare for a fourth game to have 90 guys available as opposed to 75?
Yeah, it's good to have those numbers available just for practice, but also to give as many of these young men an opportunity to show us what they've got. And the hard part is most of those hard conversations all happen in one day, and that's I found myself last night going to sleep thinking about some guys that those are tough conversations, and part of the job for me, for Brandon, but at the same time very difficult conversations.
Sean, with Tyler Croft, with it getting so close to the season now, and kind of almost need to make a decision maybe on whether or not you put him on the pup list for the season or activate him for the season. I mean, where are you in that decision process?
Yeah, I would say we continue to evaluate where he is and his progress. That's an almost weekly to daily conversation that Brandon and I have with Nate and our medical staff to see where we're going and how it affects the overall numbers as we get into that main cut down at this point.
Sean, will Tyree start on Thursday?
Yeah, I mean, we're still in conversations about that, but more than likely, I would say, yeah.
Sean, the penalty count the last couple of weeks in particular has been on the higher end. How much of a concern is that? And knowing that, maybe some of the flags, particularly later in the game, might be on guys that, maybe aren't going to be here, but, how much of a concern is it overall?
Yeah, we talk a lot about that, Jay. We stress penalties and not beating yourself, and whether they're young guys or not, that's no reason for us to commit penalties. So we have to continue to improve in a lot of areas, that being one of them, from a fundamental standpoint to a technique standpoint, and also making sure we understand the rules and what they are and what they're not.
How valuable has the addition of Spencer Long been up front, given that he's got that position flexibility that you like, and you've had some guys in and out on the line, and now with Quentin out too?
Yeah, that's been big for us. He's played multiple positions, and he's played meaningful games also. So position flexibility, versatility, however you want to shape it and say it, that's important as we build the roster.
Sean, I don't know if there's ever been a backfield with this many combined rushing yards. How does Brian Dable's previous stops in his career, I guess, kind of prepare him to orchestrate a backfield of this caliber?
Yeah, it's a good question. I don't. These are unique situations where you're able to have two running backs like we do, and with their ability and the amount of football that they've seen. So I don't know that there's a lot of people out there that have had that opportunity in their experience, and I think it's been something that we've worked and had a lot of conversations about. And I'll tell you, the two of those guys, Frank and LaShawn, have been truly consummate pros as they've handled it, and I think you saw some of the results of it the other night, where we were able to run the ball effectively.
Sean, you released Corey Carter yesterday. Are you comfortable with what you've seen from Corey before Kaz to head into the regular season as your punter?
He's still competing. He understands that, and I liked what he did yesterday. We put him in a situation where he had to execute at a high level, and I thought he did a good job with that. So I did like some of the balls he kicked later in the game last week or this past week against Detroit. Situational balls where he was, we were pooch punting, and then we were backed up, so he had some good situational experience there. And so we have to continue to find consistency at this point.
At this point, how many roster spots would you say are up for grabs heading into Thursday night?
All of them. Yeah.
A lot. You got a lot of work to do.
That's what I keep saying. We got a lot of work to do. Yeah, I'll keep you guys up late and get you up early, Friday night into Saturday, right?
Sean, can you tell us a little bit about Jeff Holland?
Yeah, he's a young man that obviously played good football in college at Auburn there, and we saw some things on tape, our personnel department, and we were able to get him in off the waivers there, and look forward to getting him integrated into what we do today. He's seemed to have a good demeanor and ready to go.